Hello and welcome to Willow Yoga, Minnesota. This class is Flow into Surrender. What we'll do is we'll steadily increase our tapas, our heat, our energy until about halfway through the class. From there, it will taper off into this quiet, more internal practice where we hold the poses longer, focus on our breath, and really try and let our bodies release and relax. Let's get started. Finding our seat, getting ourselves centered on those sitting bones, lifting up, and we'll bring our hands to prayer at our hearts. Our chins drop, and we can close those eyes. So much has been swirling and happening. Things out of our control, situations, uncertainties, griefs. So let's sit with that for just a moment, naming it, honoring all that has been happening in our personal lives, in the lives of our communities, our countries, and our world. We can send love and hope out into this world, hoping for repair and doing what we need to do to be our best selves and bring those selves out into the world. And one of the things we can do is to find our center, to let go of our tensions, our anxieties, and instead create a beautiful spaciousness and centeredness from which we can move and meet others. We ground in those sitting bones. We are open wide at our hearts, lifted through the crown of our heads. And even if we're still feeling the fear or whatever it is, that's okay. We can meet it with breath. And now we'll add movement and see if we can't move our way towards spaciousness, towards centeredness, as we flow into surrender. Taking a deep breath in. Let's exhale. Inhale, one more breath. And exhale, release those hands coming onto our backs. Lowering ourselves, and we'll bring that right knee in and extend our left leg long. We pull right knee toward right shoulder, noticing what's happening in our shoulders. Can we keep them soft and breathe? One more inhale. Now we'll exhale, switch, bringing that left knee in, letting that right leg hover. Noticing I'm kind of tipping to one side, so getting ourselves grounded on our backs. Flex those feet, one more breath. Now inhale, right leg in, exhale, left leg in. Inhale, right leg, exhale, left leg. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, flowing with breath and movement. Moving for 5 and 4, feeling our core, 3 and 2, trying to let that chin drop, and 1. Now bring both knees in. You can keep your knees together or pull them apart if that feels better, and start to move your ankles. You can circle, you can pretend you're driving, pressing down and letting go. Relax in those shoulders. Inhale and exhale. Now open those arms wide and extend your legs up into a V. Inhale, bring everything together, palms and feet, and exhale, open wide, flexing those feet. Inhale, point your toes and bring everything together. Exhale, we open wide and flex through those ankles. Inhale, hands come together. We exhale, flex. Let's pull up and in, and exhale, open wide. Inhale, pull up and in. Now, stay here. Your hands can just stay up toward the ceiling, or if you would like a little more work on those stabilizer muscles, lift your head and shoulders off the floor. Inhale, those arms drift over to the right. We exhale, bring them over to the left. Inhale, arms to the right. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale, almost like the clock hand, moving back and forth, or a pendulum. Last time, over to the right, over to the left. Bend those knees, drop your feet to the earth, interlace your hands, and turn those palms away from you as you press your arms straight. Right leg can extend, left leg extends. Point your toes. See how tall and long you can make your entire body. Inhale and exhale. Release those hands. Now, you can have your knees bent if you would like this next, and you can even keep the soles of your feet on the floor, or you can keep your legs long and inhale, try and touch your hands to your ankle, and exhale, lower. But again, you can bend that knee and pull it on in and exhale. But if you would like, inhale, you can keep things straight, moving carefully, making sure our low back can handle this move. But like I said, your knees can always be bent and the soles of your feet on the floor, so you're just moving. Find what works best for you. Flow through this posture for 5 and 4. Imagine you're in waves. 3, you're like kelp. And 2, and 1.5, because I started on that leg, and then the other leg, and be done. Close your eyes, turn your palms up, feeling the energy in your body. And we haven't even gotten started. So let's bring those knees in, grab onto our hamstrings, and rock and roll. Playing with our bodies, flowing up, flowing back, rising hearts, and exhale, rising legs. Feel that back, getting massaged on the earth. Last breath in, we're gonna come on up, tuck those toes or ankles, and walk yourself back. Downward facing dog. So those toes tuck, our heels drop, one heel, then the other. Looking up at your hands, checking to make sure that they are shoulder width apart. Inhale and exhale, lifting one heel, then the other. Now, look at your hands. Bring your hands to the edge of your mat. Feel what that's like. Bring your hands to touch, so your thumbs touch. Feel what that's like. I would suggest splitting the difference. Most shoulders are probably going to be somewhere in between those two extremes. We'll drop our heels back toward the earth, taking an inhale. And now on the exhale, make your way to the front of your mat, stepping or hopping forward. Inhale, spine extends, and we exhale, fold over our legs. From there, we can sweep our arms out as we rise, standing in our feet as we rise, and exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, we sweep those arms out and up. We exhale, fold ourselves forward. Inhale, spine extends. Let's exhale, step or hop back into our plank. Knees can be up or down as we chaturanga. We inhale, lift our hearts, and back we go. Downward facing dog. Let's inhale and exhale. Settling ourselves, making those mini movements that help us get a little more length and groundedness. Now inhale, lift our right leg. Exhale, right foot steps through. We drop that left heel. We rise up into warrior one. We'll bend into that right leg and coax our left ribs forward. From there, we're planted through that left foot. Sink into that right knee. Our hearts rise up with our arms, and let's just look straight ahead. Breathing. Feel grounded. So we did a lot of movement. Now we are holding, letting our breath be the thing that flows. Take one more inhale. From here, left arm drops back and we open up. So now our body is to the long edge of our mats and we come in warrior two. Check in with that right leg again. Bend it back toward the front of that right foot, going to the little toe side of our foot. We extend those arms. My left arm likes to kind of get cocked in, making sure it's nice and long, coming straight out of that left shoulder. Reaching those arms, take one more breath. Now, left arm drops down your left leg, right arm up and over. You can look back toward that left foot. You could always look up towards your right palm. Bend a little more in that right leg. I know you're feeling it. For 3 and 2, 1. Bring your hands to that front foot and let's just step back into a down dog. While I love myself some vinyasas and chaturangas, we do want to make sure that we're mindful of our shoulders and just taking some care so we don't have to do them all the time. Taking a breath in, but if you would like to do one, go for it. Exhale. We're going to inhale, lift that left leg to the sky. We'll step it on through and rise up as that right heel drops. So we rise up, that left knee bends, our arms float. Notice how your body wants to go on the diagonal. Coax that right rib cage forward. We plant through that right foot. We bend into that left knee. You can make sure that that left knee is going straight forward or even a little to the outside. That protects that inner knee. We lift through our hearts. We breathe for 3 and 2, 1. Right arm drops and that opens us up into this fierce and beautiful warrior two. Right arm comes out of that right shoulder, left knee bends, trying to maybe bring that left knee to the outside of our foot. And notice, I was just reaching really forward. I'm like, what are we doing next? Try and get yourself perfectly centered in this now. We breathe for 3, 2, 1. Right hand drops, left arm comes up. You can look back toward that right foot or up toward the left hand. Sink into that left knee. I know we're strengthening. We're building that heat that's going to help us surrender. One more breath. Now we come back. We bring our hands to the earth and let's step back. This time bringing the edges of our feet to the edges of our mat. Lifting and lowering those heels like waves. Feeling that undulation. What a good word. We undulate up and back. We lift and we lower. Last time. And now look up at your hands and we can bring our feet back together, either stepping or hopping to the front of our mats. Inhale, we grow long through that spine, and we exhale, fold over our legs. Our arms sweep out and up overhead. We bring our hands to heart center. Inhale, down those hands go, up they rise. Exhale, we reverse that as they come around to the back, hands to your shins or the floor. Inhale, spine grows long. Exhale, step or hop back into plank. Move through a chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing, and exhale, downward facing. I said we weren't going to do as many. I didn't say we wouldn't do any. So breathe. Feeling your body, feeling the energy that we are building as we flow. So thinking of a river, flowing past different scenery. We're taking these different shapes, different expressions, and we move with that fluid grace. One more breath. Exhale. We'll lift our left leg on the inhale. Exhale, step it through. Coming into a high lunge. We rise up, interlace those hands, bring them behind your head, sink into that left knee, energize your right knee as your heart rises, as those hips sink, wiggle those toes, energy in that right knee for 3, 2, 1. Bring your hands to the earth and step back, downward facing dog. Now bring your energy and your attention to your feet, making sure they're hip width apart, not too far and not too close. Get Goldilocks just right. Inhale. Let's exhale. Inhale, right leg rises this time. On the exhale, we step it through, rising up into that high lunge. Interlace your fingers the awkward way. Hands behind your head, hips sink. Energy in that left heel. Hearts up and elbows back. Opening up in the front of our hip, in those shoulder blades where knots gather and make our lives challenging, causing us tenseness and, sometimes just mobility decreases. We're working against all of that. One more inhale. Now exhale, return those hands to the earth, stepping back, downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, left leg lifts. We'll step that foot through. Now come onto those fingertips, so the fingertips are a little ahead of you. The right leg lifts behind you. Both hip points can stay down toward the earth, or you can open that right hip up, flex that right foot, and come into a half moon. This is a balancing posture. We flex through that right foot like we're standing on it. We extend and breathe, thinking of a half moon hanging in the sky, full of light, beautiful, reaching, gracefully hanging there. One more breath. And we bring that right hand back to the earth, step back with that right foot, step back with that left foot, and return to your downward facing dog. Getting that breath as the anchor, as that thing that is flowing, bringing us more energy and life. Now with lightness, inhale, that right leg rises. We step on through. We come onto those fingertips. See about lifting that left leg. And you can just be working at lifting and lowering. Maybe you stay with those hips pointed toward the earth. Or maybe that right hand plants as you open up on that, with that left hip, flexing through the left toes. Get extended through that neck. Flex through the left foot for 3 and 2 and 1. Left hand lowers. Step back with that left foot. We'll step back with our right foot. This time, bringing our feet to touch at the back of the mat. That sometimes makes the calves feel a little more tension, or your hamstrings. Maybe that means that your heels come up a little. Totally fine. Finding your expression, realizing these little changes make some big impulse or impacts on our body. Take one more breath and exhale. Look up at your hands, either stepping or hopping to the front of your mat. Inhale, spine extends, and we exhale, fold over our legs. We sweep those arms out as we lift up, and we bring our hands to heart center. From here, right foot grounds, and we step back with that left foot. Our arms reach up. Now, look at your legs. Feel how grounded they are. Think about that. You are grounded and rooted on the earth. We extend through those arms, we reach forward, noticing that flow. From there, our right hand drops, left arm rises. Maybe we come down to our ankle or our foot. You can keep moving that left foot back. I'm pressing it back so that the angle of that back foot gives me even more stability. From there, it's my spine extending forward as that left arm reaches up to the sky. Let's inhale and exhale, wiggling those toes. Last breath in. We'll exhale, rise all the way up. Turn your right toes in, left toes out. We stay long on this side of the mat. We reach and extend, flowing forward. So no gripping, no tension, but instead this flow into a shape where we extend our spines, we grow light in our limbs, grounded in our feet, breathing for 3 and 2 and 1. We rise all the way up. Turn those left toes in. Now inhale, left arm lifts. We're gonna bring our left arm to that, or left hand to that right foot and lift our right arm up to the sky. Here, it's easy to crunch down and in. Trying to extend our spine, then turn at our hearts will help us grow as we root down. One more breath, inhale. Look at that left hand, exhale. Inhale, we rise up. Both arms can come up to a V. We go to the other side. Right hand comes to left foot. Feel those feet equally grounded. We expand through our spine. From there, turn at our hearts. Move those shoulders towards your waist for 3. Feel those feet, 2 and 1. Now inhale, we rise up. Bring your hands to your heart and come to stand at the top of your mat. We're going to get grounded in our feet, and we'll extend those arms back up into that V. Grow light with that right foot and grounded with the left. And point the right toes. Imagine you are drawing a line to the front of your mat, then to the back. That right leg is floating, so your big toe is this nice big crayon, drawing a half moon. Stay steady and lifted, trying to make that circle or half circle as smooth as you can. Last time, bringing it to the back and walk it out. Shaking ourselves, getting loose from that work. Right foot grounds, our arms extend. We lift that left leg, pointing that foot. Inhale, we circle to the back. And exhale, forward we come. Moving with that sense of strength and ease. Almost flowing again, like kelp in the ocean currents. Last time, we go to the back and we come forward, and now bring your hands to heart center. Separate those feet about hip width apart. We're going to inhale that left arm along the floor, circle it over to the right, up and back. We bring that right arm over to the left. We swim it up and back. We come over to the right. With that left hand, we circle up and back. Last time, right hand comes up and back. Now this one always seems a little weird, but I've heard that it helps your kidneys. What we're gonna do is start to spin and hit gently your kidneys. So your fists, you can have gentle fists or you can have them open, but slowly move, letting yourself bring those fists or the back of your hand toward those kidneys. We're not trying to hurt ourselves. We're trying to wake things up, flowing with that spine. Now side to side. Inhale and exhale. One more time each side and come to center. From here, come to the front of your mat if you're not already. We'll inhale, lift our arms out and up. Exhale, forward we go. Inhale, those hands plant and we extend. From there, let's step back with that right foot. And if you would like, drop that right knee. Otherwise, you can stay up if that right knee isn't comfortable with being on the ground. Walk yourself up onto that left leg. Bend into that left knee. Oh, really stretching out the front of that right thigh. Keep your left hand on your thigh. Right arm comes up, kind of like, again, that half moon. And we can reach up and over. Or if you would like, that left hand can drop toward the earth. If you have a block, you could have your block there and put your fingers on those blocks. Sinking into the hips, opening up through that heart space, and now holding this posture with ease and breath for 3 and 2, 1. Bring your hands back to the earth. We're going to lift that back knee, walk that back foot in, and let that back foot drop. From there, we can start to straighten through that left leg, keeping that right hip pulled forward. You can make any adjustments that help you get centered. Again, you could use your block, and you could be up here. That's a beautiful posture. Your hands could be on the earth. Inhale, spine extends. And we exhale, can fold over that left leg. Holding this posture, realizing it's a slight inversion. Our head is below our heart. We can coax that right hip forward, moving our shoulders toward our waist for 3 and 2, 1. Look up. We'll step forward with that right foot. Inhale, spine extends. From there, we step back with that left foot. If it feels comfortable to you, dropping that left knee, the block can move over to that right side. Right hand can come to that right knee. Left arm creating the half moon. We sink in those hips, staying there, or now bringing our hands onto that block or the floor. If you have long arms or are really bendy side to side, you might be able to reach all the way down to the earth. And you might notice you can breathe, or you can reach on one side all that way, but maybe not on the other. We breathe, we lift through that heart. Last breath in. From there, bring your upper body forward. If you have that block and want to use it, you can set it in front of that right foot. We tuck our back toes and lift that back knee, walking that back foot in and dropping onto that sole of the foot. Your hands can come on that block. Inhale, expand, or the hands can come to the floor as you fold over your right leg. We drop the crown of the head toward that right foot, and we can lift through our belly button, staying relaxed, letting now that breath flow like a wide, slow river in and along our lungs, our bodies. One more breath. We'll bend that right knee, take a step back, Bring your knees to the mat, cross those ankles behind you, and sit yourself on down. From here, keep your left heel tucked towards your right bum. If that's not good for your left knee, you can keep that leg extended. We're gonna come into herring pose. What we'll do is come onto that right heel. You can sit back and just sit up like this. This might be your pose. You could hold onto your calf and straighten that leg. You could walk your hands up. You could create a basket and bring it around the sole of that right foot. And we extend, lifting through the crown of our heads, thinking about the base. Both sitting bones are planted if possible. From there, we lift up, trying not to rock back through our pelvis. Grounded and lifting, our gaze is at that second toe, trying to settle into the lightness of this posture. So this is not elephant pose, this is heron pose, trying to channel that kind of energy in our bodies and spirits. Last breath. We'll bend that right knee, take your left hand over that right foot. You can just sit up tall here, or left arm can extend, and from there you can straighten through that right leg. Maybe feel the outside of that left leg on the earth. Open through your heart, creating as much space as you can between your heart and your arms and shoulders. So a wide open front of your body. Last breath. And we'll come back to center, switching sides. The right leg tucks in, grabbing and maybe just holding on here, maybe creating a basket with the opposite weave of your hands, sitting on back and then tall, maybe straightening our legs. Seeing what you can do to create length and softening, of rising up as you root down. Feel those shoulders moving down your backs. For 3 and 2. Last breath. Bend that left knee. Bring your right hand over that left foot, and we extend that left arm behind us. Sit up tall, then extend that left leg. We reach like we're trying to make the longest T. Breathing, rising, trying to let those shoulders settle down our backs. For 3, 2, 1. Coming back to center. From here, we'll rock onto our hands and knees again and bring ourselves back into down dog. We're going to move into pigeon pose, and if that pose does not work for you, you can always just step your left foot, so stay in down dog. You can always step your left foot outside that left hand and drop your back knee and lift up. This might be your posture. If you would like though, so from downward dog, everybody lift your left leg. Either take lizard or now tuck your left knee behind your left wrist. If you have that block or a book, you can always put it under your left hip. You can sit up like this. That is beautiful. If you have a deep pigeon, you can move that block out of the way. You can extend that left leg forward, get yourself settled. Inhale, lift. You could even keep that block in front of you, stay here, or come on down. Maybe have a place for your forehead. Wherever you are, try and lower that right hip. Maybe you're at your edge, and if you are, then just stay there. Have that long fluid breath. That might be your posture. But if you're looking for a little more sensation, move your shoulders towards your waist, extend, roll that right hip down. And now settle, relax. Feel the places of contact between the earth and your body. Check in with all of them. Maybe it's your fingerprints, where your fingerprints are. Maybe it's the palms of your hands. Maybe it's your elbows. Perhaps you can check in with that outer left hip if it is on the earth. Stay, breathe, surrender. 3, 2, on 1, we'll rise back up, returning to our down dog. Back we come. You can lift one heel, then the other, remembering that you can go into lizard, which would just mean that your right foot steps outside that right hand and that back knee can lower. Otherwise, that right leg lifts to the sky. That gives us a little more space. And from there, we come on forward, bringing that right knee behind that right wrist. That block can go under your right hip. And maybe you sit up. This might be where your body is ready to stay today. Maybe you move that block out of the way and settle down. Inhale, hearts rise. From there, you might walk onto your forearms. You might lower that forehead, remembering that it's your edge that is going to be the guide. Now on this side, it's that left hip that we want to gently invite closer to the mat. It's like the mat wants to whisper a secret to your hip. So let it get close and soft, receptive and open. And it's a good secret, not the icky kind. So we really want to hear it. We use that breath to create the softening. We feel our bodies opening and grounding. Last breath. And from there, we'll rise up, sit on your right hip, and swing that left foot forward. Now from there, let's go ahead and extend your legs into a V. So Upavista Konasana, wide angle pose. And now take your hands and imagine you're kind of rubbing down a horse. Inhale down that right leg and exhale up. Other side. Inhale over to that left. And we inhale, rise, or exhale, rise. Inhale down. And we rise and move at your own pace with your breath. Letting that spine flow side to side. Noticing if you slow it down, how you might be able to get a little bit longer each time. When you've done it equally side to side, sit on up. If you have a block, you can grab it and you can keep your hands on it and simply hold this posture. You could start to walk that block forward. You could stay here, noticing if your knees are starting to tighten, if those hamstrings are saying, okay, we're done here. And if not, you can keep moving that block forward. Heart extending, maybe your head can drop between those biceps. These are not things you have to do. They are options. Thinking about a hamburger. You don't always want everything on your hamburger. Sometimes you choose. So you choose the posture that most is going to satisfy you. And breathe. Letting yourself settle. Now, you might find your edge and from there back off a hair, because that then gives your body this signal that, oh, okay, I don't have to be afraid, I can relax. And as you do that, you might get a little more space and you might not, and that's okay. For 3 and 2, on 1, we'll pull that block back in. We'll turn and come onto our backs, lowering ourselves down, bringing our knees in, hugging those knees into our chest. Really starting that action or inaction of surrender. Nothing to do, only be. Let's bring our arms out to a T We'll drop those knees over to the left as your right arm reaches away. Find space. Find softening and softness. Let that be the thing you steer your body toward. Inhale. We'll exhale, bring our legs back up. We drop our knees over to the right and we reach that left arm away. Finding the beauty in the posture and the strength, the opening, the steadiness. And all of that, all it means is creating this rich and nourishing opportunity. Last breath, and we'll bring those legs back up, taking happy baby, so shins, ankles, or feet. The knees slowly getting pulled toward the earth as that back settles. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale. And now find your way into your Shavasana. Knees bent or knees wide, legs long. Think of yourself as a dog curling up in the sun. Letting the energy be this quiet, receptive energy. That's surrender. Quiet, receptive, grounded, release. Oh, my child, rest. Let it go. Oh, my child, rest. Let it go. Oh, child, let go. Oh, child, let it go. Oh, my child, rest. Let it go. Oh, my child, rest. Let it go. Oh, child, let go. Oh, child, let it go. You can stay with this surrender energy as long as you have. Live light. Namaste.